Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Aarti Sharma. I am an internationally certified image consultant and a soft skills trainer. And today I'm here as your host for this special 100th LinkedIn Live. Any guesses who is our guest today? Well, to introduce you to our guest, let me share small information about him. He is a CIO, a CISO, Director IT Services with a robust background spanning 25 years in the industry. He has constantly driven success through global projects and program delivery. His expertise lies in leveraging technology to optimize infrastructure, cloud business operations, enhance security posture, privacy operations, and drive organizational growth. Having a successful career which spans over 25 years, he is also a podcaster, a host, and a speaker, and a LinkedIn event organizer. He's very passionate about technology, leadership, and innovation. And he has had the privilege of hosting 99 LinkedIn Lives with various industry leaders, sharing their insights and fostering engaging discussions on numerous topics. Any idea who he is? Well, none other than Prem Kumar, who is today's guest in his own LinkedIn Live. Hi, Prem. And the best news is he has no clue that he is a guest on his own live.
Yeah, this seems to be a surprise. And hi, everybody. Thanks for hosting my show, but I didn't think that I will be the guest. You were telling that you'll get somebody to speak on my 100th session, and it's a surprise for me. And I am not prepared as such to be on the 100th session. Why is that? Any specific reason that you wanted me to be part of your? Uh,
Because I wanted to catch you by surprise. Today, we want to hear who Prem is without any preparation, without any filters. The person who always asks questions. Today, I'm enjoying putting him on spot. So today we are going to ask questions, and I would urge audience to ask whatever they want to ask. And today, Prem will have to answer each and every question.
No, I've been asking questions on my podcasts, Aarti. Now you are asking me some of the questions. I'll do my best because it's my 100th show and you are hosting it. It's a privilege again to have you hosting my show. Thank you for accepting my invite to host the show, but I'm still not able to come out saying that I'm being a speaker on my show itself. Yeah, go ahead, Aarti. How do you want to take it? What are your thoughts on?
So, first of all, Prem, all our participants here would like to know about your journey. We would like to hear how you started, and did you ever thought that you will be present as a speaker on your own 100th episode? I want to hear it all.
No, I wanted someone to be specific, as I told you. I wanted you, no, me not hosting the host because you've been a speaker in my podcast. I thought you would bring somebody onto the show, as I told in the start itself. I was expecting somebody, you'll give a name and I'll add them to the speakers list and we'll bring him surprise on this one. But I didn't understand that I will be the surprise guest on my show. So it's really a surprise for me, and the journey has started quite long term. What do you want to know, understand on journey on how the podcast started, or how do you want to me to tell you on the journey of my career? What is that you are trying to
I
get
want to
from?
understand. I want to hear it all from the time when you were studying.
Yeah,
How did you choose technology, or did technology choose you? I want to hear it all.
I think I don't know. See, from a schooling days, I've been kind of inquisitive on doing some things on electronics, actually speaking. When I was early in school, I wanted to have a music system which was good. So I used to bring up some of the equipments at home which were there and bring my own music, so that a lot of things that I have done for the music to be better or listening better is what. So that is what fascinated me on electronic side, and that's how I started from schooling more inclined to electronics. I did my diploma in electronics and communications, and from there I had my own business for some time, and I was an entrepreneur on a plastic reprocessing industry for some time, about 3 4 years. Then we had our challenges, so we moved out, and I did my course that inclined me to computer science, and that's where I started doing a course in AppTech, where in Kolar for a 2 year course, and that's how the journey started. And in 1997, I started as a system admin in a small software solutions integrated, where one Mr. Naveen KV was the person who introduced me to start my career. So my mentor, or the person who introduced me to computers, was Mr. Asad Khan and Jay Shankar. They were the two people who brought me into computer science as a division. So that's the journey I started, Aarti. And over the period of 25 years, it's been a long journey.
Okay, so great to know. And I wish you should have invited these people whom you are remembering today so that they could see where Prem has reached.
No, Aarti, I would have done if I had known, I think. So I didn't know that. So that's the, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what was one biggest risk, career risk, that you took, and what was its outcome? Because Prem, today's generation wants to know that why do we need to take risks? Because see, everybody's very insecure in today's time, and because of that, sometimes we hold ourselves from taking risk. So we want to hear from you, what was that one risk that you took, and what was the outcome?
See, as I told you, I started at a very small place in KGF, Kolar Goldfields, and I used to work in an institute in Bangalore. I wanted to do big, but I didn't have any uh, roots or anybody in Bangalore. It was a different journey. Started on a daily travel base when I started to Bangalore. 90 kilometers daily up and down, get up at 5 o'clock, come to Bangalore, search for a job, and landed out here. So that search, I think, was the first step, I think, that I took as a risk. Say, I need to settle down or set myself in Bangalore and start my career. I started 3 years back in 1997 with SSI as a training institute. A lot of insights. Mr. Naveen thoroughly helped me grow from unknown to known, or I would credit all my success to that guy, Mr. Naveen Kesala. So, who has been a great inspiration for me to what I am today here. Right. So,
Do share this recording with Mr. Naveen so that he should also hear from you that how much you value him.
yeah,
So
I'll
another,
definitely share this recording with him, Aarti.
yes. So tell me one thing, what are some of the unique challenges that you have faced while managing global projects?
See, I think from a management per se, people remain the same across whether it is India or global markets, right? So,
I so agree with you on this one, Prem. And so I also have my clients from various cultures,
yeah,
African Americans,
yeah,
Asians. And when people ask me that how do you handle them, I say, end of the day, everybody is a human being.
yeah,
And
right,
it doesn't matter much if you are from India or from Australia. What matters is the humanity, that
right.
humanity remains the same. So Prem, I'm so happy that we are on the same page. So tell me more, how did you handle that?
So, I was part of the global delivery teams there in a large organization, okay, where we had people across organizations having projects. When I have started this journey, people around me were predominantly Indians first when I started. Then I moved into global organizations, right? So there I found one pointer was, end of the day, as I said, people are common. They have the same expectations as anybody across, whether India or anybody. The first thing is, how do you look at their pain points is what I understood. And from that pain point, how do we give them an assurance saying that maybe you don't know, but you can bring kind of an expertise to have that solved. Maybe the current team did not understand the requirement. So if you are able, one boon or great learning that I had was that when I started my career, I started learning everything and anything that is coming around me, so that I don't get fooled in front of the customer. That's one primary thing that I normally used to do when I go there. So when a customer talks, I know what is the technology is going to work on, and I know the basics. I was strong on basics. So if I don't have a technical team, I would bring that expertise to understand where are the challenges, and I can go back and articulate. That's one advantage I had in my plan to meet any customer that is there. So that is where I think when I spoke, I was talking more both about from a management perspective and from a technology perspective. That gave
Awesome.
us a lot of insight, saying that he understands what we are telling. So that is, I think, one lucky thing to have, is what I feel.
I would say that is your inbuilt desire to learn. So, as you said, you are a technical guy, and in today's time, of course, technical skills, your hard skills are extremely important, but managing people from various backgrounds is the most important thing, because as a leader, then you don't have to work by your hands. You need to work through your management style. So, Prem, my next question comes, can you share an instance where you had to navigate some major crisis, and what were the strategies that you used? Because, see, today we want to know that how to manage various crisis situations, and how do you manage it? How did you manage it? Would you like to share with us?
Yes, part of a large organization, as I said, we had most of the projects running very long. Okay, they were running maybe not to the time that they had planned, and the extent of projects was going beyond the plan and overrunning the actual plan that we had as well. So, if a buffer is put for 10 months and there is a project which is going for 12 months, we had exceeded 12 months also in many of the projects. What happened is, when we went in, we did not have the luxury of asking a change request, because customers work is not done, but the project is going on getting extended, and there are dependencies from both sides, from project side, from a customer side, as well as project from our side, the organization side. There could be resources challenges, there could be cost challenges, there could be infrastructure readiness challenges from the customer side. So while we did the update done on a regular basis, we also highlighted the challenges, saying that if this is a dependency, the planned time would get extended. That's the first thing that we went in these crisis projects, and that's where we are able to fix up, saying that we will do this if this dependency is done. So we started putting dependency mapping very clearly.
Wonderful. So I would think, I would say that, effective communication also played a great role there, because you were somebody who was able to communicate your side of the story to your client, and that's how client could also understand your perspective. Is that what you want to say, Prem?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So communication matters everywhere. And as I say, along with your hard skills, these are your soft skills that help you. grow. So, okay, so coming to our simple life lessons, Prem, would you like to share with our audience that what are the most valuable life lessons that you learned throughout your career?
See, there were instances where few of my uh, reportees, I lost one of my mentor. Okay, uh, he was the person in Wipro, to be very specific. His name is Ashok Pandey. He's the person who helped me in most of my projects in Wipro. His boss was Mr. Sanjay Shah. Okay, we call him as Tiger of Wipro Infotech, to be very specific. And he helped me in many things. What he told was, whenever we speak, treat a project as your family. That way, it brings lot of value to it, because when you treat your project as a family, the funding guy is your father. So the head of the family is the guy who's funding all the things to you. So when you have a difference that you're not getting funds, go understand from your father why he's not giving you funds.
That's very interesting, Prem. I think I'm going to quote it everywhere. What you learned that treat your project as your family and the funding guy is your father. That's a wonderful point you have made. And I think because of that, that belongingness comes. And that is when we are able to treat every challenge as our own challenge and not just looking at it as a professional challenge. A very valid point, and I think most of us will have this as the key learning from today's session. Okay, so can you share an experience where a failure or a setback taught you some important lesson? Or were you always so successful and never had to face failure?
No, no, there is nothing called as without failure success, I think, Karthi. So we fail at many pointers. There's one project which is very close to my heart, which is a project for a banking customer in India. So we did a three-way DR project for them. Okay.
Just a minute, Prem, could you please speak a little louder?
Yeah, you're not able to. Better now?
Yes, it is better. When you are nearer, it is better.
Yeah, let me check my audio thing. Yes, it is better. Yeah, okay. Better now. So one of my project which is very close to my heart is India banking customer in India. So we did a three-way DR project for them, and that's when I joined Wipro as a project manager there. And when we went, most of my projects that we have done is the customer has told either I don't want you as a project manager. First point when we went in. He said that there are project managers who come, another project manager is come, and I don't want you in my project. That's the first pointer. My boss had told me one thing: you are getting what you are supposed to get. Okay, I am your project manager. Okay, this is my boss's mail ID. This is his phone number. Okay, you can talk to him if you want to change. Otherwise, we can sit and discuss, and we'll see how the project is going on. And that was the first hard pointer that we used to make in customers where we had challenges, where we said, let's discuss. Before you judge who is doing what, let's discuss and take it forward. In this project, it was a situation where we went into a major crisis because the bank was migrating from one platform to another platform. Okay, and what we found was that they had migration issues. On the day of live, we had an issue and we had the system going down for some time, and there was a major escalation. Okay, my boss said one thing: you bring this up, okay, and turn this out. So bank was again saying that you are not able to manage me, you put me in dark and stuff, all those things. And we took almost a year to understand where are the challenges. Okay, and we stabilized them on the within 4 hours we were able to stabilize the bank going live. After that, we went step by step. My boss, I told you who I lost, Mr. Ashok Pandey, said, kahin pe we are missing, otherwise we are good. So somewhere we are missing, let's look at. So that kind of failure turned out to be me spending 13 years in Wipro, right? So I didn't, that was the largest stint that I have worked in any organization so far. Uh, and I would say that is the one of the best organizations where you can learn. So that's where I started as a failure. That was the first failure, I think, when I entered this one. I will not say failure, that was the stepping
Challenge.
for me to succeed for. And I was told that you failed as a project manager and stuff for at times, but I took about 4 months to say that I will prove it back, and I proved it back. That was the good thing that we were able to do. They gave me 4 projects, and they say you close this project, we will close, we'll see how you can take for the next step. So 4 projects was like, uh, I didn't do anything, seriously speaking. I went to the customer. It was more of a communication issue that was there. I spoke to them and say this. They listed out about 55 items, and they said in that 55 items only 40 items have been completed, 15 are not there, and this is kept open for last 1 year. So with the guidance of my mentor and my boss, I said, okay, 40 are completed. Can we sign off on 40? Treat this
Wonderful.
another. Can we sign off on 40, and can we take that 15 out and say either treat it as a separate project, or if it can be done in the dependency mode, what is dependent, what can be achieved, and let's put a timeline to it. Customer was happy and he gave me a sign off on that. Similar happened with another project. We did all the implementation. We did not get the sign off. So I told the customer, we've done the implementation. Now, if you are not signing up, if there's a failure, we will not be in a position to support you, right? Because this is still an implementation phase. Till the time you move it to production phase, the support will not kick in because it will be thought as a implementation phase. So these are some of the examples that I was able to articulate and get customers understand what are the challenges that we are facing, and that's how we are able to bring out some of the projects closure there with major of the customers. That's what we have done. At least with my boss's guidance, I have done that only.
So, Prem, how I can decipher is that one is your communication skills, and second, you made the customer also accountable.
Yeah.
And that is how you were able to overcome these challenges where you were not able to deliver the projects in time. So many times my clients, they come to me and they say, and this is one giant international globally uh, present construction and real estate client, and they reached out to me saying exactly the same thing what you handled, Prem, that their top functional heads need to be trained on communication, because at times when out of 50 deliverables only 35 are completed, then how to make the customer satisfied. And we actually tailored the project accordingly, and how to create a kind of conversation wherein you are able to decipher the dependability clause. And I think you did exactly that. So congratulations on handling it and then staying there for next 4 projects, and then staying there for how many years?
12.8 years, sir. See,
12.8 years. So after that, which organization did you join?
Wipro, I can keep talking. So I've done so much of work in Wipro. I always say that Wipro has taught me leaving construction of a bathroom. They've told me to do anything and everything. So they made me do construction. I was part of a large data center built for the government, and they gave me a space, and I started building a data center. Then they made me do relocation for a large telco company from one city to another city. So their complete infrastructure was moved. So lot of projects. I can keep going on and on when I talk the number of projects that I have done for Wipro, and it is endless. I think my calculation with whatever documents I referred, I did about 400 to 600 projects in Wipro, starting from 5
Awesome.
lakhs to 5
Incredible.
lakhs to 2,500 crores. So that's the kind of projects that I've handled there. And that's given a lot of confidence. I think that is one organization I will be thankful for entire life, because I had great leaders. I can name them right on this. And I wrote a blog also on my 25th anniversary on LinkedIn, where I tried to pull out most of the names that have worked with me, and that is a big team that I handled there in Wipro.
So, Prem, on that note, I want you to give us some top tips for building and maintaining strong customer relationships. Because the way you have handled customers all your life, various projects, whether it was challenging, whether it was which involved diverse stakeholders, can you share some of the tips so that our participants are able to gain from it?
So first, I think first understand the requirement is what I will say, Aarti. So first the point is, most of the time we see, it's not saying that every project that we've handled went on or came in very neatly for us. There were gaps, but the pointer was from a sales cycle to the this one handover. Sales get, what I understood is, getting a customer from a sales person, guys, to get one customer, he spends almost 1 to 3 years to get
Yes,
into. Yeah,
absolutely.
but to lose a customer, it is about half an hour, right?
Very true.
So
Very true.
you will lose that customer. I had one debate with one of my VPs there, and I was a project manager at the time, and he was saying, you talk saying that no to customer, always say no to customer, and all these things. Prem, to get into an account, it takes 3 years, between 1 to 3 years. But saying no can close most of the doors that you want to do. Right? Maybe he'll say, this is one project I'll do with him, I'll find another vendor. Right? So that is one thing, understand. And what I understood over the period is, organizations have strong pre-sales, have strong post-sales. But in the middle, how do we manage? That's the delivery piece.
Delivery piece, which is the most important one.
So that is what happens is, once the sale is done, it comes to delivery. There are a lot of gaps which we try to fill up when we take up for delivery, right? But those are all challenges that will be considered while they would have done, because clarity would not be there at the time of picking up the order. The clarity will come as you plan and as you move on looking at the project. Okay, so that's where I felt there are gaps, and that gap can be done as most of the organizations currently are doing that. Pre-sales and post-sales get to know what is
I
to be
agree.
done. Handover and handoff is what they
But what
have.
goes in between is the most challenging one.
So when we have a smooth handover, and till the time, I think till the time we start the project for implementation, while we plan also, we had the pre-sales linked in. That's what we, as a practice, what we did is have pre-sales and delivery go hand in hand for any account. Understand what is that we are getting handover, and that's when we started filling up those gaps. And post sale is, once the project is implemented, a kind of support that they need till the time they are stabilizing themselves. That is one thing that we found was missing as well. So we clubbed that is one success criteria that we were able to bring in my previous organizations, where we understood what the sales is getting driven, and how the numbers are getting driven, what are the kind of, and that helped us to fine tune customer support as well, right? What is that we
Wonderful.
had to support post sales.
So now, Prem, we have heard some amazing stories about your professional life. Now let's come to what intrigues all of us, and that is your podcast journey. What made you initiate that? That is one thing I want to know. And did you ever imagine that you would reach at 100th episode? We want to hear that story.
I think I would say this podcast thing started in September last year. Okay, I was a speaker in the same podcast that we are running at the moment. There's one guy called Vijay, Vijayanandam TV.
Vijay.
Vijay, yeah, I think you know him, right? So,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
definitely. I remember Vijay.
yeah. So Vijay pulled me on the second episode of this podcast, what we are running at the moment, and he said, "I'm doing a podcast. Why don't you join me as a speaker?" Okay, and I said I've never done, but that has been my passion, and I've wanted to do podcasting, which I didn't do for a very long time. So then he said, "Sir, we'll do it." And after that was an audio podcast, not a video podcast at that time when we started. We did about 30 audio podcasts, and then instantly we picked up and we started saying that why don't we make it big? So I sat with him and we put some strategies. He gave a lot of inputs and we synced up very quickly and we were able to bring up podcasts. We did about 50, 60 podcasts together. Then, due to his commitment on his this one, we decided that we would not do have two people running the host stuff. If I am not available, he will be available. That's where we started, and the journey started in September to put you across. And what I did was bring people whom I know in my circle. The intention was to put out an experience that people have, personal experiences like what I'm sharing at the moment, and some of the use cases, how they ran projects, what are the technology stack. Now, what we discussed was have four pillars to it. One was leadership, one was management, one was technology, and one is cyberspace. All four are standing on each other to run. So if you have leadership, you will have to bring technology. If you have technology, you have to manage it, and if technology is there, you have to secure it. So that's the kind of thing that we thought about, and we brought these four pillars to the podcast, and that's where we started, and we are here at the 100th episode today.
And I am really interested in knowing that what intrigues me is who is that one person, your most memorable podcast guest? Would you like to share with us? And why is it that the most memorable one?
See, first was I did with TCS head at Gurpreet, right? He was the first person who uh, made us think in a different way that we did. Then was Mr. Amir Nizamuddin, who gave me important tips. Then we had Mr. Chintan Oza, who is the startup founder of Ecosystem of India. He's
Please
one.
louder, louder, Prem.
Yeah, he one Mr. Chintan Oza. He is the startup founder of India. So he gave us some of the important inputs, and later I had many of them like that. Okay, and one was URT, which gave us a lot of confidence that the way you told us that how to dress up that session, the first session that we did, a lot of things changed. The way I try to dress myself or address my pointers. You told me to wear a watch, so I'm wearing a watch. So
Thank you so much for remembering it. And audience, listen to it. You all listen to Prem, and Prem listens to me.
yes, yes. So that is the other pointer, and I would like to mention one of few of my family members here who have been almost supportive in every walks of life. I have about seven family members who are there, who have been a backbone to me. We are kind of we are friends. About seven families. We have started our journey about 20 years now. We spend most of our time and we take coffee together on a daily basis. So that kind of a friendship, and that also happens very closely with my wife, and they are also kind of a group. They're seven also. Now we added another. We have another two close friends who joined us, and now it's seven, nine, from seven to we've grown to nine members family. The kids also have gelled to very well with us, and the kind of sync that we have is amazing. And we know when somebody is down, and we know when somebody needs support. And it is not one thing that I would say is my friendship with this has never been on money related stuff. It is more to be friends that are available as family. So these people always encouraged me to do something of my own, which again is one of this podcast which is happening now. And this is what I have, and the inspiration is these people.
I
And
so
definitely,
agree with it, Prem. I read it somewhere, and when you are speaking, that saying is coming to my mind that your life is successful when your friends consider you their family, and your family consider you their friend. And that is the day when our life becomes successful. And
we,
hearing it from you, it seems like it has been a beautiful journey. God has been kind, and you have also been very very fortunate to have all these family members as your friends. So I would like to congratulate all of you who are present here, bade chote sare. And thank you so much, Prem, for bringing them here. Do we
yeah.
have any questions from them in the audience? Let's see what they want to ask Prem on the public forum. Is there any question?
I see some questions coming in as we speak. We have Rama Vatar Salni saying hello, sir. Then we have Hemraj Singh saying hi. Then we have Mahamat. Thank you. If I'm spelling it right, he's saying hi. And he says greetings to everybody. Your story is inspiring to me, is what Jyoti Malik is saying. Unknown to known strategy is what Jyoti is saying. These are the questions that I have. I am not able to bring them on to the screen at the moment because that things are not coming up here. But those are on the comment section, and we'll see how. So one person which I can bring in on the question side is he says congratulations, reached 100 episodes. Jyoti says hi. Yeah, some of things are coming up here, which I think Jyoti says very interesting. These are the comments that I see coming up. Yeah, there's another.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yes.
So, Prem, as far as
And
I know,
my daughter is watching from YouTube and she says, "Go on, Nana." Yeah, okay.
how old is your daughter, Prem?
She's in 16, 15 years now. 16 years.
Okay, so she must be in class.
She's joined first PU last week. Her classes started, and yeah,
Great, great. Congratulations for that also.
yeah.
Okay, so from family, let's come to your mentors and influencers. So, as far as I know, Prem, you have been listening to Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, and Simon Sinek. Tell me
Yeah.
how they have influenced your journey.
See, I start one. Mr. Balamurli was there in Wipro again, so he gave me the secret video actually speaking. So I used to drive from Hebbal, that is in Bangalore, to Electronic City on a daily basis, which is about 36 kilometers. So daily up and down was about 70 odd kilometers, and this was a 1.5 hour session. So I used to run that going in and out, and the curiosity started is when I started to look at these guys as presenters, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, uh, most of them, and I got curious saying that whether they are really available. So I tried calling up their offices and
Oh,
found that they are real. And that is the story that influenced me. That is that you will have to manifest your dreams. If you have to manifest, you have to believe yourself. And one quote where Bob Proctor says is that you cannot see electricity, but the electricity can do two things. One, cook for you, and cook you. so it is possible. So then I realized, yeah, that when we when we want to cook food, we use electricity, but if you want to cremate somebody, also electricity is used. So so that was one thing. Then I started looking at these masterminds, and I started working with Bob Proctor's thinking into results sessions, and I enrolled as a thinking into results uh, participant, and I did not complete it, but I got the kind of message that then one mentor talks about the other. This group is a brainstorming group, and they had these people talking about,
Yes,
and
yes.
lot of things happened. Then there was a program on high impact presentation skills from Wipro again. Next generation leaders. They gave us Earl Nightingale's books, and Edward Ivanov's books, and Simon Sinek's books and stuff. So Wipro had given us so many trainings to become as a leader. So that helped me out. So those trainings have helped me to grow as a
Your
person. And
Yes, so your personal growth journey, personal development journey started from Wipro. And I would like to add to this, Prem, that the program which I give, so the most powerful session of these programs is also transforming your self image. As
yeah,
you said, it's about manifesting. I would say become that person who you want to become in future today, here first.
yeah,
if you can if you can associate yourself with this new person, with this new image, then
mm,
only you will be able to see it in reality. And because of that one session, the entire program becomes real.
yeah,
Because if there is no transformation within, the outer transformation is not sustainable.
yeah,
And that is why your journey is also so inspiring, Prem, because you are somebody who had the courage to dream big. You had the courage to bring in reality the thoughts and the dreams you had. And then these mentors showed you the way. I can so relate with it. And the time is running out, but we want to hear more from you. So, I would like to know which are the books you are reading today and which are the books you would like to recommend to your uh, all these listeners today.
I'm more looking at the five leadership levels of John C. Maxwell at the moment, and I'm listening to some of these books or talks that Simon Sinek does on leadership predominantly.
He's
Most
my
of my
favorite too.
yeah, okay. So most of things is I want to bring up my levels of leadership and understand how at each level leadership you pass through. And with that five levels, what John C. Maxwell talks about is that what happens when you get a position, right? And how people take you through the position and what are the levels. So that's what I've been hearing out. And then I have few books which are again on spirituality, like I'm not the power of supernatural stuff is what I'm looking at. Why am I not getting his name?
Never mind. So,
Yeah.
finally, I would like to hear from you any advice that you want to give to the young professionals who aspire to have a global career like yours.
Uh, what I would say is, uh, I've heard this from many people, and this has been the case and with me as well. People after reaching a stage stop aspiring, maybe from system admin to a project manager or a technical lead. They stop at that piece. My mentors who were in Wipro always used to tell me, not only in Wipro, I have personal mentors, and out of Wipro also there are a lot of people, because Wipro journey has been the longest. I am referring to Wipro. It's not that I have mentors in all the organizations that have been there with me. I can name them, and it's the big list actually speaking. So what they always told me is that don't stop your learning. First is that, and keep learning. Yeah, you may think at the moment it is not required for you, but over the period, it definitely helps you on a longer run. So I can recall what happened over the last 1.5 month is that I had one Bayappa who's there from our podcast only. He's a headhunter. He told me that Prem, you have you ever thought where you started and where you reached? Then I did a walk back. I didn't think that I have traveled such big journey. Okay, and started as a system admin, currently a CTO for eCosmos Technologies, India, US, and UK. I handle the technology here. So, whatever I've learned as a system admin, that was my base. Okay, whatever I've learned in the large organization like Wipro was the foundation for my growth, and in that I took whichever project came to me. I didn't say this
Yes.
is not my domain, or I will not do energy utilities. I will not do pharma. I will not do banking. I will not do telecom. I will not do manufacturing. I didn't say anything of that sort. I was a project manager. I started. I took any project which was having a infrastructure element in it and started working on it. That gave me to understand how each domain works, and to a large extent I can understand what domain what things happen, and if you give me a solution a problem I can relate at the moment, not give you a solution, at least relate to what they are talking about, and I can say this piece comes here, this piece goes here. Maybe a front end is a problem, there is a back end problem, there is a cloud problem, and there is a network problem. And the lucky part was having diverse teams, having compute, network, security, ISP, cloud, data center people around me. That gave me interface points to understand where something starts, where it ends. That was more crucial to understand, is what I learned. So, understand the interface points for any project. You may say this is where I end, but if you think one step ahead, where it does it go after me giving it, then half of your problems are solved, is what my understanding is.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Prem. And I have also worked extensively with C suite executives. And I think what you say, that is what all of them say, that do not say no, and
Yeah.
keep keep having more and more learning and experience, because you never know which one step takes you where. And on that note, I would like to thank you for attending this 100th episode. 26 years of experience, started from a scratch and climbing the C suite leadership leader. I think everybody present here is extremely proud to be associated with you, Prem. And lots of blessings and all the very best to take this podcast. So I wish I am here for the 200th episode as well. And all of you, I would like to invite you to attend all the episodes and connect with me whenever you want. I'm available for you all the time on LinkedIn. And over to you, Prem. Before I leave, I would like to give you the hosting rights.
Thank you for putting it back to me. It's a pleasant surprise, Ati. Thanks for not telling me till you brought me. I was thinking again. I will say I was thinking you'll get somebody to add at the last moment, and I can add them because I can bring somebody as a speaker at the last moment is what I thought. And this has been an amazing session so far. I think I this is the first time I've spoken out of what is there in my mind on what I did so far. Thank you for being there, and thank you for hosting me. Actually, Arti. And tomorrow's session is what we are talking about. We have the leadership session tomorrow at the same time. So 6:30 is what we have. I have posted the links on this, and definitely, Arti, we will go larger. Have you on continuously? You are an expert panel member for me, so your guidance is always on there with me. And with that, we would like to conclude, and we will definitely see that we will keep this podcast running. We've not missed a single session so far, 100 sessions. We will keep this moving ahead. Atik, thank you for being with us, and good day.
Thank you, everybody, for attending.
I would
Have a blessed day.
lastly, I would like to thank every person of this podcast, every speaker, one, each and every one from bottom of my heart to make this 100th event happen. And thank you, Aarti, again. Thank you.
Thank you.